Hey everyone, so I'm back again with another video, and honestly this time I don't know what to call this video exactly. I guess I'll go with Kijiji deals. Um, I basically saw this one ad on Kijiji the other day, and it was not listed under the video game section, it was actually listed under the electronics section. And this person lived fairly close, and when I saw what they were selling, I thought I'd make an offer. I knew that they were in a fairly, I guess, rich part of the city, so I thought maybe they wouldn't be looking for as much, and they sort of just wanted to get rid of it without just throwing it out. So I gave him an offer of $80 for this bag of stuff. His price was $100, and he ended up taking it for 80, and I'm pretty pleased with that, considering the amount of stuff that was in here. It's all in this gigantic Ziploc bag, but there is a ton of stuff in here. But it's all Game Boy Advance and DS stuff, and there are also two, I think one Game Boy Color game and one Game Boy game. But I'm going to start out with the manuals first. So some of them aren't that interesting, but other ones are pretty decent. First up is Super Mario 64 DS. Then there's Yoshi's Island DS. Diddy Kong Racing DS. New Super Mario Bros. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. And the last DS manual is for Personal Trainer Math. The Game Boy Advance manuals are a little bit more interesting, but there's also a couple in here that are just generic kids games. So first up here is Yoshi's Island Super Mario Advance 3. Dr. Mario. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Super Mario World Super Mario Advance 2. Yoshi's Topsy-Turvy. Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Mario Pinball Land. And then the lamer ones are Jimmy Neutron, A Boy Genius, Attack of the Twonkies, Cars, Curious George, The Incredibles, and Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Now, some of the games that go with these manuals are here, included in this bundle, and some games didn't have manuals at all, so it's sort of a mishmash over here. But I'm going to start out with the systems that came in here, and it was a Cobalt Blue DS Lite and a Black DS Lite, and they're both 100% complete. Both of them have the little plates at the bottom there, but they're actually flipped around, so let me just put them in the right spots there. And they have very light wear, but the screens inside are perfectly fine. They're just really smudged up. And I'm just going to put those two out of the way. They also had both their chargers, so that was a plus. Because the main reason why I decided to spend $80 on this was because I really don't need those two systems. I already have two DS Lites, and two DS Lites is more than enough considering I don't use them anymore. I pretty much keep the one because it was my original DS Lite, my first one that I got, and then the second one was just really cheap, and it's got a crack in the hinge, so I don't feel like selling that off. But yeah, those two I'll probably just try to get. I know I could get $20 cash for them, no problem, right away for each of them, but I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit more money out of them. Next up, as for the games, there were 3 of these DS game cases, and they're actually pretty nice cases. In the first case, there is Super Mario 64 DS, Yoshi's Island DS, and Diddy Kong Racing DS. I was really happy that all three of those were there because I do not have any of those three games, and at least I have the manuals now for those three games as well. Next up is New Super Mario Bros., Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, and Brain Age. And I think I'll only be keeping the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games game in there. And then the last one is Personal Trainer Math and Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. And I think I'll just be keeping that one as well. Next up, I'll show you guys the two Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. First up for the Game Boy, there's Game & Watch Gallery, just the first one there. And Mario Golf for, I don't know why I was so leaned over there. But yeah, Mario Golf for the Game Boy Color. Next up are all the Game Boy Advance games. So let's just get through this here. There is, well, almost dropped a whole bunch of them. Mario versus Donkey Kong. Mario Pinball Land. Crash Nitro Kart. And I actually have this brand new in the box. Still sealed, but I kind of wanted to actually keep a copy of it just to play it. Spyro 2 Season of Flame, already have that. Curious George, I'm not sure what to think about that exactly. It is made by Namco, so it might be worthwhile to look into. Next up, a game with a ridiculously shaped cartridge, WarioWare Twisted. It's basically the WarioWare mini games, but they're all motion control. Next is Yoshi's Island Super Mario Advance 3. This game here, I actually didn't know it existed. I'm not entirely sure what kind of a game it is. It's DK King of Swing. Next up is Super Mario Advance, and I believe this one here, I do have it already. So that'll be up for sale, definitely. Next is actually the most beat up game in this entire lot. Everything was in pretty good condition. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 with a big like smudge across there and a sticker on the back. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. I can definitely get $10 for that right away. Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2. Dr. Mario. I actually really like the Dr. Mario games. The Incredibles. Cars. Madagascar. Harry Potter. And the last one is Jimmy Neutron. So there weren't any crazy, insane, rare games in this lot, but the condition was there, the quantity was there, and there was a whole bunch of games that I didn't already have, and a couple of games that I did already have that I knew I could get some trade credit or cash out of them. So I thought, why not go for it? Especially when I saw that it came with a whole bunch of manuals. If I were to try to buy these manuals separately, I'd have to pay anywhere from $1 to $10 for them here in the city of Toronto. Because for some reason, manuals here are expensive as hell. For the most part, though, and I'm sorry for saying so many times in the last few minutes. So that's all I got. I got that for $80. At the least, at the absolute least, I know that I can definitely get $50 back for just the two systems and the one Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga game. So that should be $50 back on that alone. And the rest of the stuff, I'll be able to keep it for $30. So I think $30 for the rest of the games is a pretty decent deal, considering certain games like Super Mario 64 DS, this one here, still sell at EB Games used for like $34.99, which is just ridiculous in my opinion. I finally get to have the game and play it. Even though I do have Super Mario 64 for the N64, I just was never that into it, and in fact, I played the DS version um, even more back in the day than I played the N64 version when I was a little kid. Anyways, that's all I have to say. I rambled on way too long with this. It's over 10 minutes now. As always, leave comments in the comment section below. Anything you'd like to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, anything at all, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Also, check out my 300 subscribers contest. It'll be linked in the description below. Enter if you'd like. All the information is on the video once you click the link. Check out my Facebook, Twitter, website. They're all linked in the description below as well. And I think that's about it. See ya.